If you are thinking, I want to homeschool but I have no idea where to start, I want you to take a deep breath. You are not behind, you are not unqualified, and you do not have to figure out your child's entire education in one afternoon. A calm homeschool start does not begin with a giant curriculum box, a color-coded schedule, or a perfect schoolroom. It begins with one faithful step. Today, I want to help you take that step. Hi, I'm here from HeroesMart Homeschool Academy, and if you are a parent who feels called, curious, or even just concerned enough to explore homeschooling, this video is for you. Maybe something in your child's current school situation does not feel right. Maybe your child is overwhelmed, bored, anxious, behind, or spiritually unsupported. Maybe you have been praying and wondering, Lord, are you asking me to take more responsibility for my child's education? But then the questions come quickly. What curriculum do I buy? What does a homeschool day look like? What about legal requirements? What if I mess this up? What if my child falls behind? Those are real questions. But here is the good news. You do not have to answer all of them before you begin. You only need a calm first step. Before you choose books, before you print schedules, before you compare yourself to other homeschool families online, pause and ask this. What does my child need most right now? Does your child need rest? Do they need confidence? Do they need structure? Do they need spiritual grounding? Do they need to remember that learning can be peaceful again? Homeschooling is not just a change of location. It is a change of leadership. You are not simply moving school into your house. You are beginning to shepherd your child's learning more intentionally. That is a big responsibility, but it is also a beautiful opportunity. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." That verse matters here because many parents try to start homeschooling by leaning on panic. They try to make every decision at once. But a calmer way is to start with prayer, observation, and one simple plan. If you are starting homeschool, please hear this clearly. You do not need to recreate public school at home. You do not need a school bell. You do not need 6 hours at a desk. You do not need every subject perfectly lined up on day one. Home education is not supposed to be a copy and paste version of the classroom. It is allowed to be warmer, slower, more personal, and more responsive to your child. Your child can learn math at the kitchen table. They can read on the couch. They can talk through history while folding laundry with you nearby. The goal is not to perform school. The goal is to build a faithful, peaceful rhythm of learning. So before you pressure yourself to make your home look like a classroom, remember this. God gave your child a home, a family, and a parent who cares. Start there. A lot of parents get stuck because they think the first decision has to be the final decision. They think, if I choose the wrong curriculum, I will ruin everything. But your first week does not need to solve the entire year. Your first week needs to help you begin. That is why we recommend starting with a simple 5-day plan. Not a complicated one, not a perfect one, a calm one. For the first 5 days, focus on 3 things. First, build connection. Second, establish a simple rhythm. Third, observe how your child learns. That may look like Bible and prayer in the morning, a short reading time, a little math practice, a simple writing activity, and time outside. It may look too simple compared to what you imagined, but simple is not weak. Simple is often what gives a family the courage to keep going. Most homeschool parents do not start with perfect confidence. They start overwhelmed. They start with questions. They start wondering if they are enough. So if you feel nervous, that does not mean you are failing. It means you are taking the responsibility seriously. The calmest parents are not the ones who know everything. They are the ones who stop trying to do everything at once. You do not need to plan kindergarten through graduation today. You do not need to buy every workbook today. You do not need to become an expert overnight. You need a simple next step, a little prayer, and a plan you can actually follow. That is how many faithful homeschool families begin. Not with perfection, with obedience, humility, and one doable day. This may sound surprising, but curriculum should not be your very first move. Curriculum matters. A strong plan matters. Structure matters. But if you buy curriculum while you are panicked, you may end up buying out of fear instead of wisdom. Before you buy, you need clarity. Ask, what grade level is my child truly working at? What subjects need immediate attention? What kind of schedule can our family actually sustain? Do I need open and go support? Do I want a Christ-centered academic framework? Do I need help knowing what to teach and when? These questions help you choose wisely instead of reacting emotionally. That is one reason HHA exists. We know many parents do not simply need more options. They need a clear path. They need structure, biblical worldview, academic support, and a rhythm that does not leave them alone trying to invent everything from scratch. But even before that bigger structure, Start with the first few days. Before you buy curriculum, do this first. Write down what you want your first 5 homeschool days to feel like. Not just what you want to finish, what you want them to feel like. Peaceful, steady, prayerful, connected, simple? Then ask, what would help us move toward that? Because if you start by buying everything, you may still feel lost. But if you start by defining the kind of homeschool atmosphere you want to build, your choices become clearer. You may realize you need less than you thought. You may need a simple plan, a few core subjects, and a calmer rhythm before anything else. Curriculum is a tool. It is not the foundation. The foundation is your purpose, your child's needs, and the direction you are asking God to help you build. Here is a simple picture of what your first 5 days could look like. Day 1 can be about prayer, conversation, and setting expectations. You might say, we are going to learn together. We are going to take this one step at a time. We are going to ask God for wisdom. Day 2 can include Bible, reading, and one short math activity. Day 3 can add writing or copy work. Day 4 can include a simple project, nature walk, or read aloud discussion. Day 5 can be a review day where you ask, what worked? What felt hard? What do we need to adjust? Notice what is not happening here. You are not trying to complete every subject perfectly. You are not trying to prove yourself. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are learning your child. You are building trust. You are beginning a rhythm. If you need help taking that first step, we created a free first 5 days of homeschool plan to help you begin calmly. It gives you a simple structure so you are not staring at a blank page wondering what to do next. And when you are ready for more than the first week, HeroesMart Homeschool Academy is here to help families move from that calm beginning into a more structured, Christ-centered school year. You do not have to do this alone. You can start small. You can start prayerfully. You can start calmly. Download the free first 5 days of homeschool plan using the link in the description. Let that be your next calm step, not your entire life plan. Not a panic purchase, just the next faithful step. And remember, your homeschool does not have to begin perfectly. It can begin peacefully.